Till 1994, environmental clearance from the central government was an administrative decision. On 27 January 1994, the Union Ministry of Environment and Forest formed an EIA notification making environmental clearance mandatory for any activity. The MOEFCC notified new EIA in September 2006. It makes it compulsory for projects like mining, thermal power plants, infrastructure, industry, etc. to get environmental clearance. Unlike EIA notification of 1994, now the responsibility of clearing project is on the state government.
What is EIA? EIA stands for the Environmental Impact Assessment. It is a decision-making tool to identify the one which represents the best combination of economic and environmental costs and benefits. In easy words, it's an act that checks if the activity or the project harms the environment in any way. EIA is one of the most successful policies made in the 20th century, originated in the 1970s. The process of EIA includes screening. This is the first stage of EIA where they check if the proposed project requires an EIA or not. Scoping. This stage looks at the main issues and investigates it deeper. This stage also tells us how long the EIA will take place. Impact analysis is the third stage in where the main issues are investigated and evaluates its significance. The next stage is mitigation. This is where the solutions are found for the key issues. They give advices to reduce or avoid any issues. Then comes to reporting. This is where the result of EIA is written down in the form of a report. The next stage is the review of EIA. This is where they cross-check it once more to find any small issues. This helps in the decision making. Decision making is where they approve or reject the proposed project according to the research and report. Post-monitoring is the final stage. This happens if the project is approved and after the project is built. The government checks to ensure that the project don't break any legal standards. EIA might seem simple, but it is an important procedure that contributes to the overall environment and communities. It enables us to look not only about the world today, but also to take precaution measures to a better world tomorrow.
EIA 2006 prevents the proposed activity from being approved without proper oversight or taking adverse consequences into account. However, the new draft states that the projects or activities can receive clearance post facto. It implies that those projects can also seek clearance that violate the Environment Protection Act 1986. This gives clearance for any project regardless of its extent of damage to the environment. It dilutes the importance of an Environment Impact Assessment report, which is a report explaining the effects of construction in and on biodiversity hotspots and flora-fauna. This will have a huge impact on Indian biodiversity. India has more than 1,200 species of birds and 500 species of animals.
We all have failed to understand the message of nature as we are fighting against the outbreak of the global threat, COVID-19. As we dump PPE kits and other plastics, we are putting the environment into the verge of destruction. Rapid urbanization, human migration and overpopulation have led to human-wildlife conflict. As the gap between animals and human beings decrease, so is the increase in carrying and spreading zoonotic viruses like the COVID-19, the main threat for 75% of all the infectious diseases according to the UNEP, the United Nations Environmental Programme. The COVID-19 is a reminder to all of us that human health and animal health go hand in hand and contribute to the overall health of the planet. This has also occurred due to the poor maintenance of the environment and the resources we depend on. The increase in the PM particles in the atmosphere contributes to air pollution, which indeed increases the risk of severe respiratory and heart diseases. Poor health conditions will definitely make people more prone to pandemics like the COVID-19. Illegal poaching and selling of wild animals in wet markets such as the Wuhan on a large scale has contributed to the same. The World Health Organization estimates that every month the world needs 89 million plastic medical masks, 76 million plastic examination masks, and 1.6 million plastic protective goggles. Waterlogged masks, hand sanitizer bottles, and other coronavirus waste are already being found in our ocean.
The present draft EIA notification goes against the concept of polluter pay principle, sustainable environment and precautionary principle, which became an explicit part of India's legislative framework with the enactment of the National Green Tribunal Act in 2010. As responsible Indian citizens, we all have the right to protest against this act. We don't inherit earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. So, it is our duty to use our resources sustainably for a better tomorrow. Think before you act. Are we going to put ourselves to breathe unhealthy?
The new EIA draft of 2020 is now retracted by the government. Then the cases like the Visakhapatnam gas leak in 2020, which shook the whole village nearby because of the gas leak, and the Bhopal gas tragedy, which nearly killed many animals nearby and 16,000 and more number of people and affected more than 500,000 people will occur more frequently.
The world is developing day by day. Income to technology, society, economy, facilities, etc. all means we are developing. We are inventing something new together. But in come to environment, we are destroying all our resources such as trees, plants, animals, everything. Maybe we are destroying for the purpose of development itself. But without nature, this all development are unstable. As per WHO, in 2030/40, 30 million people die because of environmental issues, climate changes, etc. By using many devices such like air conditioner, DP meters, etc., we are destroying the ozone layer. The consequences of this activity is very high in the future. Due to many activities of human beings, recent days we faced many natural calamities like flood, landslide, etc. If we come to know specific cases like Kerala, unscientific constructions played a major role in increasing the impact and problems at the time of flood in both 2018 and 2019. Here, EIA, Environment Impact Assessment, can play a major role to decrease this type of issues. In India, since last years, people protested against this type of many constructions. Also, that movement has been appreciated worldwide because it helped to decrease the problems caused by that. As per nature.com, in last 2 years, the ice melting in Antarctica has been increased to 150% more than that of previous times. In their studies, they find out that the main reason of this is climate changes because of the human interventions. One of the article by NASA stating that global warming is increasing this much each year, we are going to a dangerous situation. In the article, they used a specific phrase called "we want to find out some other places to live." By understanding the depth of the problem, we should take proper care against this future problem.